Kenya's Gold. Kenya's Gold.
Hello, hello, hello. Another good evening is upon us, and that can only mean that for the next 1 hour, we're going to be immersed in conversation focusing on all matters agriculture. Now, today we are going to be having a very insightful conversation on the livestock sector, which contributes to about 42% of the agricultural GDP. And the best part of our set today, our farmers will have the opportunity to have a one-on-one interaction with the national government. You definitely do not want to miss out on any part of our conversation today. A very good evening, viewers. Thank you so very much for making time to join us from whichever part of the country or the world that you are watching us from. Na kama kawaida yetu, we do have a great show lined up for you this Wednesday. My name is Violeta Ngina, or the International Mkulima. Now, as I had mentioned earlier, remember, every single day here on the program, our focus is on the people who make sure that every single day of the week we have food to eat back at home, at school, or wherever it is that you are. And those people are our farmers, and we have them with us here in studio. And also, we do have the national government represented by Honorable Jonathan Mweke, who is the PS State Department for Livestock Development. And also our farmers here, I'm going to give them the opportunity to introduce themselves. These are people that you have seen in the farms before, but now you have them here in studio with us. Go ahead.
My name is Francis Wakuku. That is all how many people knows me. I deal with poultry, chickens, and also pig farming. I'm located at Wetaithie, just opposite Mangu High School. Also, your handle, search Francis Wakuku. You'll see a lot of testimonials to many clients that I have helped them to start this venture.
Great.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. My name is Mary Kiburket. I come from Kajiado, Kitengela to be precise. I'm also doing dairy farming in a dry place. I come from a semi-arid area where people think that dairy farming cannot be done. So that's what we are doing. So you search me also, and at Sile Dairy Farming, you'll find me there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is William Dongo, the founder of Acacia Velds Livestock Breeders. It is an entity established, domiciled in Laikipia and Nyeri County. This entity has a story of what can happen when an enterprise is born from passion and hobby, because that's how it transited to an enterprise.
Right.
Basically, we do livestock import. We have done it for over 15 years now. We also breed those animals. I have mainly concentrated in breeding of various assorted genetics that Kenyans are looking for. And we are also doing jerseys as a dairy unit.
Right.
But basically what we are doing dopers, we are doing boer goats,
Right.
we are doing meat masters, which we have introduced in Kenya, which we are leveraging and trying to see how it is going to do between our red Maasai and meat master.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this is Dr. Kibet. I'm an advocacy officer at Brook East Africa and also a large animal vet practitioner, especially in the ASAL areas, that is Narok, Kajiado, and also some parts of Bomet and Nakuru.
Thank you.
Yeah, so mainly the large animals are the cows, sheep, and goats.
Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Kimani Kaboyo, founder Bella Farm Africa, beekeeping, commercial beekeeping and apitherapy. We are located opposite Thika Greens Phase 1, where we do beekeeping products, the 9 products from the bees, and we also do apitherapy for treating human and animal conditions.
All right. Thank you so very much to our farmers. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Kibet. Thank you, William. Thank you, Mary and Francis, for making time to be with us today. And also thank you so much, PS State Department for Livestock Development, Honorable Jonathan Mweke. Karibu sana Kenya's Gold. And we want to dive right into the conversation. There's so much to talk about, but we are going to start with the topic on vaccination. Given that we have the nationwide campaign by the government to vaccinate about 22 million cattle and 50 million goats and sheep against PPR and FMD. Now, I'd like for you to share with us some data on, given that we're about a year into the project, how much of that have we achieved? And also, if you're looking at the numbers when it comes to cattle, when it comes to the regions that we've been able to go to, what is that looking like currently?
Thank you very much, Gina. Thank you, my colleagues. Very good to see all of you. First of all, maybe Gina, I can start by saying why we started to do the first ever national mass vaccination program in Kenya. This administration is founded on economic transformation. And so my job as the PS of livestock is to commercialize livestock and to make sure that our farmers can earn from it, as is the agenda of the government of the day. It's about economic transformation. So the first thing I did, focusing on two value chains, which was dairy and red meat and leather, was to do a route to market study so that we can find out if we are looking at it as commercialization, you have to start at the back of the value chain, which is the market. So we wanted to find out, what is the market saying? What does it want? Where is the market? Who are the market players, the competitors, the producers, the enablers? What does the market want in terms of quality, in terms of quantity? What is the consistency? What are the logistical issues? So that once you understand what the market wants, then you can now go to the farmer who's the producer and tell them that you need to produce this kind of quality of a product with these quantities and this consistency. Then you can make economic sense. You can commercialize. It can become a commercial entity. So we first started with a red meat value chain, and we did a route to market study. 90% of our meat goes to the Middle East. So we concentrated on the UAE and Saudi Arabia, and we even went into the supermarkets, the retail centers where a lot of our goat goes to. And we found that 1 kilogram of Kenyan goat goes for $9. And 1 kilogram of Pakistani goat goes for $12. So there's a $3 difference. And we asked the people in the shops why. They said because when Kenyan meat comes, while it is preferred by our consumer, you have no evidence of vaccination, you have no evidence of traceability, so we downgrade it a grade lower than the people who come with vaccination certificates. So for a 10 kilogram carcass, which is what typically goes to those areas, we are losing about 4,000 shillings a goat. To vaccinate a goat or a sheep against the trade-sensitive disease, which is PPR, costs 35 shillings. So we said because we are not spending 35 shillings on a vaccination, we are losing 4,000 shillings, our farmers are losing. So that's what informed government policy of mass national vaccination. So far, we've done nearly 8 million animals across. Is
that a total of the cows and the goats
both
and sheep?
Both a total of the cows and the sheep, most of it that has been the goats and the sheep, which is pretty much around maybe 5.9, almost 6 million. And then the rest 1 million and just a bit is the cattle against foot and mouth disease.
Given that there was a target for 3 years to achieve the number of 50 million and 22 million cattle, do you believe with this pace that we are on right now of about 8 million in this year, we'll be able to achieve that?
Well, we'll have to play some catch up.
Okay.
We all know it's in public domain.
Yeah.
Every time you come up with something very transformational in this country, the first thing you get is resistance.
Yeah.
And you all remember the resistance that went into our national
Right.
mass vaccination program,
Yeah.
where there was all sorts of propaganda
Yeah.
that, you know, we are killing our cows.
Right.
The vaccines are coming from I don't know which place in America, which was all untrue.
Right.
So by the time we dealt with all of that propaganda and began to get the confidence of the farmers that these vaccines are actually made here by
Right.
our own vaccine manufacturing company in
Okay.
Embakasi, we'd lost almost 9 months.
All right, great. So we'll come back to the production of the vaccines locally here in Kenya, but now wacha tusikize wakulima wenyewe ambao wako pale kwa ground, and I'd like to hear from Mr. Kibet. Wewe unatembelea wakulima, unawasaidia na hii maneno ya vaccination. I want you to talk to me about what are the farmers really saying on the ground. I know the focus on the nationwide vaccination campaign is on FMD and PPR, lakini pale unapotembea, what else do they want? Are they satisfied with the program? Ama maoni yao ni gani? Ndo tuweze kuzungumza na serikali hapa kwa hapa.
Yeah, first would like to really understand that FMD has been there since a lot of years before, and actually the vaccination has been ongoing, but this point is when the government said now we need to really organize the vaccinations. So I think at the farm level, the problem now is, I think the first thing that actually made it drag a bit was it involved a lot of politics, and you know, things to do with politics has a lot of impact, especially to the farm, all the way to the farm. So the farmers want really a clear thing, a clear picture. I think it's maybe about the awareness.
Right.
What especially, because they're not actually adamant about the vaccination, but what is it exactly about the anitrac, the scanning of the muzzle? What is it the government has to do with that?
Right.
And of course, for me, I understand that it's for traceability, but maybe that is what the farmers need to be told more and more.
Right. So awareness first,
Yeah.
before execution. All right, Mr. William, I'll come to you. You're an expert in the small ruminants. Pale kwa vaccination, inasemekana kwamba tukipeleka nyama yetu huko Uarabuni, inashuka value kwa sababu vaccination ni kama we are not very, strong at that. Why is that the case, and is this program helping the situation on the ground?
Thank you very much. I'm very happy that our peers is here. I think vaccinations have been happening, and what has been lacking is we don't keep records.
Right.
And then I normally make fun out of it and say, more often it's like every farmer is holding his own guitar. You are tuning it to your song alone. And I think we have seen a lot of effort, especially under his leadership, whereby farmers are being brought together in such a way that things can be done systematically.
Right.
And borrowing even from other countries, I think this is a step forward, and we should embrace vaccination.
Okay.
But as a step forward, I would ask Bwana Piers, is it possible for this country to have, I know developed countries, I know like America, where they have summer, winter, they are normally organized naturally by the environment and the climate. For us, we don't have the luxury of having those demarcated options. Why don't we have already grassroots developed calendar for each county in such a way that there is a systematic calendar? Because even farmers, even as we interact, personally I have learned the hard way after losing. That's when I know I was supposed to do this. There are regions will be told they don't need PPR. There are regions will be told they need maybe lumpy skin or all that kind of stuff, maybe before the rains and that kind of stuff. So can we have a calendar that is adopted by county, and then the government can synchronize maybe for major diseases like FMD to be done at the same time in the entire country, but for those that are region specific, to be known that all farmers, they are supposed to be vaccinating the animals at this season. Then that should also be synchronized with the producers, because that's another dilemma we get. Once there is an outbreak, we start rushing. When we are rushing backward, the vaccines are no longer there.
Right.
They have already been taken.
Okay.
And then also, how can we access the storage of these vaccines, especially empowering the sub-county veterinary officers to have functional 24-hour cooler system,
Right.
to uphold the value chain for the cold chain.
Great. Thank you so much. I hope, Mheshimiwa, you're noting down maoni ya wakulima. And I want to go to Mary, who's also a dairy farmer. I want you to speak to us when it comes to magonjwa pale kwa shamba yako and also vaccination. Ni nini ambacho kimekusumbua kwa sana?
Asante sana. Kenye imenisumbua sana is vaccination. As I try to listen to him, how safe is the vaccination per se? Because sometimes when the county is doing the vaccination, the mass vaccination, you find that once they have vaccinated, maybe the vaccine, how it is handled, ng'ombe zote zitalipuka. So watu sahi kurudisha tena watu wawe na ile yani wameogopa sana, by the way, because you find that ule mtu ambaye amevaccinate na ule haja vaccinate, unapata ule haja vaccinate ndio ng'ombe zake zime. Although mimi I normally keep my own records and I vaccinate my cows against all these diseases. But when the county, like now, they are doing it now. But any other time that they have done, unapata bado wanapata hiyo. So is it that they are not doing it the right way?
Right.
Ama the handling of the vaccination, ama where could the problem be?
Right.
Because now kuturudisha tukue tena na imani na vaccination ya government, that's also another problem.
Right. Yeah. Great. Thank you so much for that. So far, 3 things have come up. We need to create more awareness to the farmers, a synchronized vaccination calendar, and also handling of the vaccination better. It will create more trust. I want us to move to Mr. Francis shortly, but just maybe in 30 seconds, Heshimiwa, kuna mali kama Nandi, as recent as today or yesterday, we're seeing an outbreak of lumpy skin disease, and that has been common in other parts of the country. Kwa hivyo ukiendea huyo mtu saizi unamwambia asi sahi chenye tunapeana ni FMD na anaona ng'ombe wake anakufa na lumpy skin disease, itakaa ni kama you people are pushing an agenda, ni watu hapana. So what are we doing to take care of specific regions? This is the outbreak that is there now. Let's support these farmers with their current problem.
Like you've heard from the watu kwa ground, there's all sorts of diseases. What we were doing as government is we were targeting trade. So we looked for the most famous or the most prevalent trade-sensitive diseases. And you'll hear it is FMD and PPR in the small stock. So we say that's what we are going to do as a government subsidy. But we've heard from my friend, the vet, Daktari here has said vaccination has been going on since time immemorial. This is not the first time we are doing vaccination. And vaccination continues to go on.
Right.
And really vaccination is a responsibility of the owner of the animal.
Right.
Yeah, it's part of animal husbandry.
Right.
Government just comes in for subsidies and again to protect our economy.
Right.
Like we say, if we have a major outbreak, then our exports are banned. Like right now, we are banned from sending meat to Qatar because of an FMD outbreak.
Right.
So it becomes now an economic agenda and government comes in.
Right.
But technology is a good thing, Gina. I think what we have done to ensure that we are able now to synchronize, we don't want this vaccination to be at the hands of the government.
Right.
Government should not be doing vaccination. So what we have done is we've just created an enabling environment and we brought in technology, the same technology that we used to distribute fertilizers. It's called the e-voucher system. And then we've gotten private vets, private animal health assistants, and we've told them for every vaccination that you do, we will pay you a fee as a subsidy.
Right.
So what happens is we register all the farmers in our farmer registration system called KIAMIS, Kenya Agricultural Information Management System. Then we send a voucher to the farmer. So we say, you farmer, you have 50 cows, we are sending you a voucher so you can now call in your private vet whenever you want a vaccination to be done, and it will be done as a farmer, as a subsidy.
Right.
So that now puts it in the hands of the farmer.
Right.
Just to conclude real quick with your lumpy skin disease,
Yes.
what happens when there's an outbreak, in case farmers had not vaccinated against that, then the county director of veterinary services, they have a system called an early detection system that they now immediately send it to ourselves at the national government through our chief veterinary officer, who's the director of veterinary services, and we swing into action.
All right.
Then we come now and help the counties to do what they call ring vaccination to ensure that you contain the outbreak and it doesn't spread far.
Further. So I hope that has started already.
Yes, it should have started already,
Great.
because as soon as it comes out, then they let us know.
All right.
And we have reporting mechanisms. It's
All
called a
right.
biosurveillance system.
Great.
So it's a digital system that we have to manage outbreaks.
All right. Thank you so much for that clarification. So we will definitely follow up with our livestock farmers in Nandi County to make sure that they are taken care of during this outbreak season of the lumpy skin disease. Now, Mr. Francis,
Yes.
tunaongelelea mpango wa serikali kufanya vaccination to the cows and the sheep and the goats, wakulima wa kuku. Is this something that you want to be considered for? Are you okay? Ama mnaona ni kama kidogo muliachwa nje?
What I want to say is this. You know, we like Kenyans, we like much to emulate about the Western, even when it comes to the issue of dressing and other things. But before joining Western, we should first of all ask ourselves, what do we have? What do we have that can help us before joining the Western? We have been doing farming for the last, since our PSA, since memorial. But the problem with our country, I'm not talking about the PS, the problem with our country, we don't dwell much with farmers. Before the vaccination could come publicly, first of all, we could have public participation. And in that public participation, we talk about with farmers. We get the PS or the CS and we discuss. We see whether is there that need of that. And if they could have come on my side, I would tell them, before you do the orally vaccination or countrywide, I remember during Moi's season, we had an issue of cattle dips. In every county, in every sub-county, there are those lads set for the cattle dip and others. And every Friday, it was a must. The municipality could, every farmer was able to take their animal there so that they can be vaccinated and also be inafanywa dipping to avoid the issue of ticks and others. But as we are talking today, those cattle dips, they are dormant, they are not being used. So before we talk about the private veterinary services, whereby they will be given that subsidy, I would request our government to do this in a simple way. First of all, interact with the county government, revive and renew all those staffs. Because during that time, we needed no public participation. Ni mtu tu alikuwa anapiga simu, anaambiwa kesho, ng'ombe zinapelekwa pahali fulani. Kuku zinafanyiwa kitu fulani. But in nowadays, mimi veterinary akikuja kwa farm yangu, first of all, I fear the veterinary kwa sababu sijui kwenye ametoka. Some of the diseases that we have in our farms, they are all transparent by the veterinary. So the moment they are going from one slaughterhouse to another, they bring those diseases and viruses. By the end of the day, you find yourself, your animal are being infected. So to trust that veterinary, it will be very difficult.
Right.
But if we have that, the one that we used to do before, mlikuwa mnapatana na mtu kwa farm, you know, it was a good way also to farmer to interact and change ideas. Because mlikuwa unaulizana, wewe ng'ombe yako inakula nini? Mbona ng'ombe yako iko smart hivi? Mbona kuku yako iko smart hivi? But those places are easy kodoma, hakuna mtu anazitumia. So my first request ni those to revive those staff, the government facilities ambazo tuko tunafanya, ili mimi kama Francis nikijua kuku yangu ijafanyiwa vaccination, sita karibia kwa my sister. But right now nikuja nifanye vaccination like my sister is saying today, kesho niende ni ng'ombe akuje ifanye maybe breeding kwangu, the same inaleta ugonjwa. Right. So to avoid that, ni sisi wote tuwe equal. Okay. Like the way we are talking about the issue of Nandi. Sahi, our government could be there on site.
Right.
Send every people doorstep kwenda kufanywa vaccination. Right. Zile zenye ziko affected, wanaongea na wakulima. Wanawaambia ng'ombe zenyu zimegonjeka sana, zingine zinaendelea kuambukiza. What is required ni tuiue.
Right. And that's what he mentioned just now.
We kill the animal. Yeah. And because hakuna mkulima atakubali kuua ng'ombe yake na ameilea kwa muda, anamwambia the subsidy will compensate you the half of the amount of that cow, ili ziuliwe tuache kuspread those diseases.
All right. Yeah. So there's a lot of need to grow trust.
True.
Nikiona vet kwangu, nataka kufika mahali I trust where they're coming from and what they're going to do with my animals. So finally here, let's talk to Mr. Steve. You are focusing on a very small animal, but has a lot of impact.
Yeah, sure,
Let's talk about bees. Are you being given the attention that it deserves? Ama tumefocus tu sana sisi ni watu wa livestock, watu wa ng'ombe, yet we have something that is very crucial to our economy, and we have bee farmers in that sector as well. What are your thoughts about that agri-sector?
We're very grateful of late. The bees are gaining a great traction and attention, both national and international levels. And locally, we have now the big players, the big boys even practicing beekeeping. And as a result, this has come as a result of the boom of avocado. And the bees are the heart, they are the heartbeat of agriculture. Because you're talking about pollination services.
Right.
But there's really one mishap that we actually are really trying to push the agenda of pesticides. We have crop farmers who are using pesticide left, right, and center. And as everybody can agree here is that people have very little information. I want to do maybe pixies. And at the heart of pixies, you have to maintain this kind of pesticide at this season. And we are actually killing our bees. And there are banned pesticides that are globally known, but they'll find traces here in Kenya. There have been that discussion in our parliament that these pesticides are supposed to be actually outside this country. Let's educate our farmers on how to use them. So actually, what we do, like as Steve in Bella Farm, wherever we are siting apiaries, if we are neighboring farmers like in Mbere, this farmer is doing tomatoes, we actually conduct a civil education at our cost. We tell the farmer now, if you want to do your tomatoes, we must pollinate your tomato flowers. So you must change the spraying regime, because we don't have the knowledge of the pesticide, but you tell them, just be kind to our bees, spray in the evening when the bees are back into the beehive. They usually are back in the beehives between 3 and 4. So if this discussion can be actually highlighted better, our farmers are educated on the usage of the pesticides. The harmful ones are banned. The other ones, they are given a regime on what time to spray and the ratios. Then the time to spray, we are going to save our bees, we are going to have everything thrive, and the entire agricultural sector is going to be vibrant.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Steve. A lot of sensitization needs to be done to our farmers so that we are not killing our bees.
Yes, sure.
All right, so with that, it's time for us to take our first short commercial break. This first part of the conversation has focused on the aspect of vaccination, the nationwide vaccination plan by the government. But when we come back from this break that we're taking, we will be addressing the elephant in the room on high cost of feeds, which is kicking a lot of farmers out of business. That and more when we come back from this break.
Kenya's Gold.